This lighting makes me look like a washed out old hag. This is just how I look this morning. Here's the plan. Here's the update. Here's the stuff. I wrote 2,000 words. Isn't that amazing? So that would have been Saturday night. I wrote 2,000 words, which brings my total up to 15,175 words, which means that we're not even halfway there. And it is the 16th of November. So essentially, because Track Bear is good at math and I'm not, I need to be writing 2,300 words a day in order to meet my goal. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I'm 30% of the way there. My chart looks like booty cheeks. You can't see it, but my chart looks like booty cheeks. It's okay though. Sean Hall posted something on Instagram the other day and it was today, I don't know. Basically saying that he was like, sometimes I write 30K in a month. Sometimes I write 5K in a month. He says, you know, 5K in a week is pretty good. Sometimes I'm doing good with 5K in a month. Is like just paraphrasing. I don't remember exactly what he said. He was like, there's no right or wrong way. That is the grind. That is the grind. And I'm pretty sure he's a guy who doesn't write full time. So Sean Hall is the author of Relic. I've started reading it and I have enjoyed it. I haven't finished it yet, but I think the Instagram algorithm showed his book to me and I was like, oh, I have to read this. I have to have it. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, it's fine. You know, it's Nano. We're going to try and get 50,000 words in a month. If that doesn't work, I'm going to get 50,000 words by mid-December for sure. So like, I'm not going to be that down and outs. I'm going to have, in 1 year, I will have finished draft 1, done a round of revisions, and written at least half of draft 2 in a year. That's the most writing I've ever done in my life. And I started a YouTube channel and I joined a writing group. And I'm going to sit here and get pissy that I didn't finish Nano. We're not going to have that bad attitude. I'm probably going to finish Nano. I'm probably going to meet my goal because why would I miss? Like, I met my September goals. I met my August goals. I met my October goals. I met my July goals. Like, why wouldn't I meet my November goals? I'm not planning on missing out. But like, if I did, I'm not mad. I'm going to make that decision right now. I'm not mad, you know? Like, this is tradition, you know? Do this every year where you like really put your nose to the grindstone and do your best. If I fail, I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. In fact, I think this would be, if I win, I think it'll be the first time I've actually completed Nano. I think the farthest I've ever gotten before was 30K. So that's wild. I'll have to crunch some numbers and see if I've ever written 50,000 words in a month since I've started keeping track. And I'll have to get back to you guys on that because it's kind of a big deal. All right. So that's the update on word count. Good stuff. There's my pep talk. You know, just do it for the hell of it. Do it because it's fun. Do it because you're going to work a big chunk of progress into one of the more difficult months to manage of the year. And then what else do I want to say? Oh yeah. So today, do my best to hit 2,000 words, but I've written 7 chapters in draft 2. And last night I switched into Ghost POV for the first time in draft 2. And I adore his chapters, especially these early chapters, so much. I don't know what it is, but like, I think it's just that his character is so clear to me in those moments, in those early moments. Like, I just love Act 1. Act 1 is so good. I think it's great. It's got a long way to go, but like, I just love Act 1. Act 1 is really fun. After being in Isleen's head for like 6 chapters, you know, I added a chapter and then I switch to Ghost. It's just so refreshing. It's like, it's great. Anyway, and I have decided that I'm going to record, like just do a voice memo of me reading these first 7 chapters and then I'm gonna play them back. So I'm looking at maybe an hour of reading, I don't know. And then I'm gonna play them back because I've made some changes. I also want the exercise of reading my manuscript out loud. I wanna start doing that more frequently earlier because I will, and then if I play it back, like I'm going to hopefully catch things that don't make sense, especially because of whatever changes I've implemented. I want to make sure they actually are making sense. And I think I have recordings of draft 1, act 1. I kind of stopped doing it, but I'm pretty sure I have some recordings of draft 1, act 1, and I can make a comparison. It's okay. So like, did I like it better before? That's exciting. But that's what I'm going to do today. And then we'll see how much writing I get done I'm hoping to get 2,000 words. I'm hoping to get 2,300 words. Let's meet my goal today. Let's not fall behind. Let's see how much I can get. But yeah, that means I'm going to be reading. I think I'm going to film myself reading on the iPad so that you guys can see, but I'm going to record them on voice memo on my phone. But I'm going to see if I can like double camera out and y'all going to see me like actually use my phone for the first time. Because my phone is what records you. Records me for you to see. So anyway, that's the plan. I'm kind of excited, I'm not gonna lie. Also realized that I do have some major spoilers like on the whiteboard. Well, they don't make a lot of sense. They make sense to me, but they don't really make a lot of sense to you guys, hopefully. We're gonna find out. Okay, time to go time. Well, hi everyone. Hold up. Ow. I just pinched myself. It's Monday. The worst day of the week. Never mind. It's fine. Mondays are fine. How are you? How you doing? Good? Okay. My mood is killer right now. Let's back up. Okay, part of the reason that my mood is so great is that I got a new release from the bookstore today. It came out, I think, on the 11th, but I don't know what I was doing on the 11th, but it wasn't shopping for books. And so I got it today, and I'm glad that I went today because it was the last one. The Strength of the Few by James Islington. Anyhow, it was the last one on the shelf, which is a crime. My Books A Million does this all the time, where they will have like one copy of the book that I'm looking for. Anyway, but also the lady at the cashier said that people had been buying it, and she was like, this one must be good. I'm like, we hope so. Yes, I made a bit of a reading journal at the beginning of the year, and I was like, here are my highly anticipated reads. Red Tempest Brother was one of them, and The Strength of the Few was the other. And I think there might have been one more that I was really anticipating for this year, but honestly, those are the two. And I've read Tempest Brother, fantastic book, and now I have The Strength of the Few. So we'll have to see if I get through that this year. I don't know if I will. I do recommend kind of doing those on audio though. If you have a hard time with dense books, audiobook is your bestie. Anyway, point is, I'm excited about that. I'm happy about that. I'm glad I got to participate in that, being a part of my day. What else do I need to tell you? Oh yeah, the writing update. Duh, the reason you're here. Well, okay, so yesterday was a good day because I wrote 2,000 words, like 2,400 words. So I was like really meeting my goal yesterday. And it's wonderful because my graph is finally like pointed up. That puts my total words for Nano this year. I am at 17,587 words. We're still like massively below target, but like at this point, I think I should have 25,000 words at this point. Oh. So I'm like 10,000 words behind, but oh well. I already had the pep talk. Was that this week? I think I've already had the pep talk. Okay, do you see? I don't know if this stuff is gonna work. We'll see what happens. I'm stressed and my skin is taking it on the chin. Okay, I'm much less stressed this week though than I was last week. So that's good. We're looking up. I just need to make sure that I don't jinx it or something. But like this week is probably a lot less stressful than last week. Yay! I don't know. We're gonna find out. What else do we need? What else do we need to know? Oh yeah, I spent some time recording myself reading my chapters, and oh my gosh, I forget how much I love doing that. I forget how much I love listening to them back and like back to back to back, and it just like feels like a real book, and it's crazy. I forget how much I love that. I also forget how many errors I catch reading out loud. And then if I don't catch it while I'm reading out loud, I catch it while I'm listening. And I'm like, girl, you already said that. Or even, wait, why is the plot funky? Like, why does that not make sense? I love it. It's fabulous. I highly recommend doing that. Just listen, read it out loud, play it back. No, you should not let AI read it. So don't even ask. It needs to happen with your brain. Like your eyes need to read it. Your mouths need to say the words and all that good stuff. Otherwise, what's the point? You know, it's not just listening to it and pretending it's an audiobook, which you can do. That's also fun. But it is like that process, that brain to mouth process that's just wonderful. You lighten up different lobes. Okay, so I wrote how many chapters? 3 full chapters, I think, for the most part, sort of, mostly, that I need to actually, before I even go through and record those, I want to go through and do a pass and edit them. And so that's what I'm about to do. I'm going to start with chapter 6 and go all the way through to chapter 9. I don't totally remember. I kind of tried to fix some of them as I went the other day, but I need to go through and like do a pass on this just to clean it up a little bit, because these chapters are in desperate need of that. And things are starting to get dicey as the first 5 chapters are so easy. They've been rewritten before. But like, oh my God, they're so simple because we're just getting the ball rolling. We're setting the stage, and then past that, it's like, okay, now poop from a butt has hit the fan and we have to make that less messy. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop there. Anyhow, so that's what I'm gonna do. You're welcome to hang out. I think I have like 30 minutes. My husband's gonna get home in a little bit, and then we are going to do a little bit of errand running. I did my personal errands today already. I went to the bookstore and I went to Ulta. I ran out of skincare stuff this morning, so I went ahead and did that. I went to 2 places in less than 30 minutes, which is like a feat for me. I was like, get me home. I need to do some writing. So anyway, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna stop yapping and do that. Yep. Cool. Okay, bye. want to actually have anything to say, except that I only wrote 400 words yesterday. So like there was about 30 minutes of me kind of going through and trying to do a read through, and then I added some words on top of that, and that was only like 400 words. I'm gonna do one more pass on, I think, chapter 7, and then I'm gonna record chapter 6 and chapter 7, and because I need to re-record 6 because I changed it, and then I'm gonna record 7, and then I'm going to listen to these back. I think I almost listened to them back this morning when I was getting ready for work, but I don't know, I changed my mind and decided to listen to music instead. But I should be listening to Dracula in the morning is what I should be doing, but I've not been doing that. I've been listening to music. Okay, that's kind of the plan. We are at, the draft is sitting at 18,036 words. So yeah, got a lot of work to do. Whoa, I love drafting. Drafting is my favorite thing, but like trying to cram all these words into such a small amount of time is really hard. But I'm on Thanksgiving break next Monday, so a reprieve is on the way, and I'll have like 3 writing days because I'll travel Wednesday, I think, for Thanksgiving. So anyway, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. So we'll see what happens for the rest of Nano. But like, I really need to clock some words, man. Really need to clock some words, particularly today. So that's what we're gonna do, because as far as I know, there's not any unforeseen errands, because that's what happened yesterday. There was an unforeseen errand that needed to be run, and so I wound up doing that, and my husband and I ate barbecue and watched Ghostbusters 2, which we ate and watched the movie at the same time. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. But I'm loving a lot of stuff. And what I'm really happy with is that pretty much the first chapter, Ghost shows up, the first and second chapter, like I don't have to change hardly any of that. That can stay mostly the same. So that's kind of nice. So anyway, okay, I'm going to do an editing pass, and then we're going to record. And look at how cute. I thought today was going to be a productive day, but I am so tired. I just want to roll over and take a nap. I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to write. I don't want to do anything. I just want to take a nap. I need to call my mom, so that's happening first. But like, I'm so sleepy. So anyway, that's the situation. I think I'll end up at the writing desk in a little bit, but I need like... I've got to be honest. This week has been downright exhausting. Nothing in particular has been like bad or undesirable, really. It's just been an emotionally and physically taxing week. And, you know, when I think about how my level of exhaustion translates to amount of writing done, it correlates. It correlates very strongly. When I am mentally and emotionally tapped, it doesn't matter how physically awake I am, I can squeeze out like maybe 50 words, maybe, but like no real progress. And that's kind of what happened to me this week, is that like I was so mentally and physically exhausted, but like the mental and emotional exhaustion was way more potent than like the physical exhaustion, because I can stay awake when I'm tired. That's not really the issue. The issue is the honest to goodness just like being worn out emotionally. And that's what really gets me. I can pull an all-nighter. Like if I really need to, I can. I still possess the skill, the ability, I guess. Is it my preferred method getting work done? No, but I could do it, and I might have to before this challenge is over, because I'm like 30,000 words behind. It do be like that sometimes. Anyway, so that just kind of sounds like excuses, but I honestly do think that I am kind of understanding things work, and when it's crunch time, like mental jobs don't really translate well to good writing days. You'd think I'd be working for NASA and studying dark matter. It's really not that deep. So as a result, also my house is in a little bit of disarray. I'm gonna clean up. What are you guys gonna do? It's the Friday before Thanksgiving, so we've got a lot of things to do. I don't know if you can see. Okay, let's see, what else do I need to say? Let's see, I wrote basically no words yesterday, so I basically didn't log anything, because it was like I sat down to type and like I did like maybe 2 sentences, and you know what, I'm just gonna listen to my body, because I have still time. I have 1 week to get this done, and I need that week to be strong, and so I'm not gonna go into it being more tapped out than I already am. But also today is long story. I eloped in November and we had our wedding in December. So like our official to the world anniversary is our wedding date, but we have like kind of celebrate it a little bit. Basically it's an excuse to have steak. So we're gonna go get steak tonight, just because today is a momentous occasion. It's just not like the official momentous occasion, I guess. But we're still young and dorky enough that we kind of celebrate both a little bit. And like as long as we're eating steak on both of the days, I'm a happy camper. But my husband did surprise me. Maybe I'll insert a photo here. Isn't he just the cutest thing in the world? Anyway, I was just expecting steak, but he did that on his lunch break, and that's just really precious. Meanwhile, the only thing I had planned was steak. So we're gonna go out to eat, and that's exciting. So that's going to limit how much I get done. So I wanted to take like an hour or so, maybe 45 minutes. I want to pick up the house as like a gift, an anniversary present almost. Just so it's done. And then I'm going to do some writing. So that is the plan, but you know, you hear that sound? No, not my fridge. The other sound, it's God laughing while I'm making plans. So is there anything else I needed to say? Oh yeah, I told my writers group that I was gonna like probably pay for a beta reader, which I still will do, but one of the angels in that writers group was like, hey, make sure you send it to me before you pay someone. I was like, oh yeah, that's why you're here. Can you tell I'm not used to having friends or writers groups or like people who would actually genuinely beta read something I wrote? It's kind of crazy. Like you're not forced to, you just are offering. But anyway, he's currently querying his first book, so. Dude was having a crash out actually, because writing query letters is stressful and difficult, and I've never done it before, so I'm no help. But you know, it's kind of like a resume. You know, you circulate one, and when it doesn't get you results, you kind of backtrack and try again with a little bit of a different format, different keywords, things like that. So that's kind of what he's dealing with. So I don't know. I'm just airing out my group dirty laundry. But people are in different places. You know, people are doing different things. And it's kind of good to hear, even though that's not where I'm at, it's good to hear from people who are in different stages of the writing process. It just provides insight and wisdom. And I think eventually, if you hear from enough people and you learn from enough people ahead of time, like, it does smooth your path out when it's your turn to finally face the giant, so to speak. I appreciate that, and that's part of the reason I really like AuthorTube, is because I can scroll through AuthorTube and find people in just like vastly different stages of life, and it's so refreshing to kind of see where everyone's coming from and where they're at